And
okay, we are live from the Steve Root Studios, and we are here to talk about some things of fundamental, world-shaking, shattering importance right here, which is namely the donations to keep some of the Steve Root things that we've been doing and the Mike Barron things we've been doing alive. We're talking about the 2021 sketchbook. This is the sheet I've been given to talk about here. And we've had a remarkable, amazing amount of pledges so far, which is wonderful. So as we listen to Adam Ann in the background here, and turn them down for a second here, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Let me tell you how much money we've made in the last day and a half. We made over $15,000 from you guys backing us, hopefully with the belief that whatever we do for you is going to be something you have admiration for, have respect for, and most of all are entertained by. There's a lot of things going on in the comic book business nowadays that have veered off 180 from the idea that comic books were when I was growing up, which is entertainment and heroic ideals. This could not be farther from what the two major companies are doing nowadays. I have a big problem with that. That I don't let it bother me because I'm too busy doing my own work. If this is something of concern to you, you might want to get on the bandwagon here, the Steve Root bandwagon, and pledge your money for things you believe in. That's really how people show they're serious about things with the money they donate. So we've got this right here. This is a thing that will explain some of the goals that we have going on here. This very dry looking page of numbers right here. 10,000 gets us 128 pages in the sketchbook. So basically, the more money that is donated to us, the higher the page count goes. You see how that works there. If we actually get to something like 15K, that's 100. That's almost 200 pages right there. And then plus we get the added edition of the Nexus booklet, and that's comprised of a bunch of Nexus artwork, commissions, and whatnot. Just Nexus stuff all over the place, which is basically what me and Mike Barron are all about. Is supporting our creation that began in 1981 until this present moment that we're filming this live right here. So I'm going to put that aside for a second. This is a page I've been working on right here. This is the size of the originals that are going into current Nexus work. You can see they're huge. You can see the process that's going on here. You can see how I break things down and where the inking comes in and the lettering. The lettering is all hand done, which is what I insist on. It isn't even done anymore. It's too bad. That's been kind of the policy for comics for too long. Because to me, if you don't have the word balloons, you don't know what's going on in the page. So a few things of that might be entertaining to you in the meantime here while we're looking over the and awaiting these donations here for these various for the sketchbook. This is the first book that has come out, comic book size, featuring all new Nexus material. It's called The Coming of Gormondo. You can see by the cover right here. And if we page through this thing right here, backwards, which is easier, you can see there's just tons and tons of extra stuff. To me, I engineered this book to be fun. When you read it and you don't have a smile on your face, you're probably dead or in the ground. There are two versions of this book coming out. The one you just saw here, which is probably going to be the book that most people purchase because it's comic book size and that's what they're used to. The size that's coming out after this version is released is this huge type book, the same size as some of this brilliant Jack Kirby material that you've seen from IDW right here. So to me, this is the way the book was always meant to look, a huge, big size like this. And we've actually got so many pages in here. This book goes up to, I'm trying to see if we have any page numbers here. No, they don't believe in page numbers anymore in books. But this is the size we're going to be looking at, okay? It's going to be going two sizes. This size and this size right here on your right. If anyone's interested in seeing some extras here for this broadcast on Easter Day, not to be too brief, but to again entertain you right here, I've brought out some pieces here. This is something that nobody's ever seen, as far as I know. This is the Rat Pack cover that I did for someone who that I owed a favor to. And as you can see, it's got a few famous faces on it. I think my old man would love this cover right here. This is one of two right here covers that I did for this particular outfit. This is mostly painted in opaque watercolor gouache, and you can see the Rat Pack. You can see Angie Dickinson. You can see Kennedy and the chairman of the board, and of course one of my favorite blondes, next to Princess Gino, Marilyn Monroe. Let's see what else we got here. Here's something I did on my own right here. This is all Nexus related right here. It was done in 2020 in August. It was painted with golden fluid acrylics. The closest thing I can find to my old cell vinyl paints. But I think these are a little better made right here. So it's pretty big. It's 20 by 30, which is what a lot of these are right here. Here's one that's even bigger by just a little bit. And this is something, again, I do for practice right here. And to show my affection for the girl I married right here. This is Janelle and I from 1995. Some of our wedding, this is based on one of our wedding pictures right here. This is done in transparent and opaque watercolor. And you can see it's big. Painting should be big, they should not be small. I learned this when I went to my first NC Wyeth exhibit in Chicago, way back in the mid 80s. That's how far back me being affected by large paintings go. So that's Janelle when I met her, and that's me when I met me. Here's something else that's never been published. This is done for DC Comics. It's a Supergirl painting. This was done for a storyline that was going on in the book, but there was a lot of shake-up and shakedowns going on at DC at the time, so I don't think this is ever going to be published. So you're actually seeing it here for the first time. Again, this is the standard size that I work right here, 20 by 30, to make it nice and big and make an impression on editors when they get this in the mail here. I mail everything in. Everything is mailed in. It's not scanned and all that, and just sent something by email. I don't do that. I want them to see the original. That's part of the fun of doing it with actual medium and nothing to do with digital. And it gives the people at the comic companies something to really get excited over because they don't see this anymore. And again, that's a shame. This world is getting a little too small for me. I don't think that's appropriate. We want to enlarge it and do the things that made comic books the exciting thing that they are and used to be for a long, long time. And that's slowly going away in the dodo. I don't want to see that happen. So I'm somebody that believes in fighting for what I want. And one way you can show that dedication and belief is to do things that make people happy. That's really as simple as it gets right there. So again, we're back talking about this sketchbook. This is a great source of income for artists. That's one of the reasons to support it. The other reason is that everything we've ever put out has met the approval, the very discerning approval of people that expect something to look the way we tout it as being, which is a high quality item. Again, the purpose of this stuff is to make the world a little better than it is, especially the state it's in right now, with entertainment that I personally believe in. So, if we don't have any questions, I'm just going to say I'm strongly encouraged to to keep on the path that I'm on right now, which seems to be a path of least traveled, certainly. And I thank you all for what you've done so far. Let's keep it going. The more money we make, the more pages we make in the sketchbook, and eventually we all come away with something that I think is going to put a smile on our faces and make the day go a little easier. So thanks again. We're back to Anna Mann, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Oh.